What is up, guys and gals? It's me, Thomas Fan1 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Buzzworthy Bumblebee Rise of the Beast Jungle Mission 3-pack mainline Autobot Autobot Bumblebee. And this is the mainline Rise of the Beast Bumblebee. Now, in my last video, when I was talking about Mirage, I made notion that this guy actually really impressed me. For a mainline figure, this is very, very, very difficult for something to usually happen. I usually am not that impressed with Bumblebee figures, especially mainline Bumblebee figures, especially, movie mainline Bumblebee figures. Gonna be straight up honest here. The only one that really surpassed that was Studio Series. Don't get me wrong, that still surpasses this in a milestone. But we're going to take a look at this. We're going to get rid of the packaging here. And we're going to take a look at this real quick. So, anywho, to take a look at this, this thing is just... Firstly, the whole thing is just wrong, okay? Firstly, let's start off here with the obvious. You've got the hands and the feet just sticking out, okay? Just sticking right out there. Secondly, the wheels are a little oversized, but then again, the wheels for the figure are a little oversized, and the figure itself is a little oversized itself anyway. So, but it is a little oversized. Clear plastic, painted clear plastic, no less. The doors do not actually pop out at that hinge; they actually pop out at a separate hinge. And apologies for the light. This is going to bug the crap out of me, so... Oh, and this would be where, if any of you completionists are looking for a regular Rise of the Beast Bumblebee, here you go. This is your opportunity. Because these pieces here, these accessories, I call them just straight-up accessories because they do just straight-up attach and detach to, to Bumblebee. And to my knowledge, there's only one way that these actually really do work with him in vehicle mode, or not vehicle mode, but in robot mode, excuse me. And we will get into that in a minute. So here you go with him, with all of his off-road bits put back onto him, all of that fun jazz. But anywho, that's not why we're here. We're gonna take a look at some comparisons real quick. And by the way, this figure is still garbage, but it's not the worst. Firstly, here he is with Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Air Razor. Here he is next to Studio Series Rise of the Beast Cheetor. Voyager Cheetor. Here he is next to mainline Optimus Prime. And honestly, this is going to scale really badly once he gets into robot mode. Move him off to the side. We'll scooch you all the way down here. Here he is with... And finally, here he is with the only other one that really matters from the mainline series. Here he is with mainline Mirage. Ignore the VCR in the background. So, there's that. And last but not least, here he is with Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Bumblebee. As you can see, obviously, he's still the clear winner. So, anywho, moving everything out of my way and off to the side, and out of the way, like very much so out of the way. Oh, wait, one more comparison. One more final comparison. Here he is next to Core Class RC. All right. Now, to get into the transformation, and we're going to have to remove the accessories in order to get to the transformation. What parts forming? I don't like to think of this as parts forming. I like to look at this as 2 figures for the price of 1. Early in the movie, later in the movie. Move accessories off to the side. This figure is a mess to just transform itself. So you're going to start off by just coming up to these wheels here and just flipping them up. Just straight up like that. Not even gonna like get into any of that. Then you're going to just come here and just flip up that whole section right there. Not even gonna worry about that. Then you're going to come to the doors and open them up all the way, very much so all the way. But make sure these wheels are all the way back completely. So that way all of this can just be nice and done. So you're going to then make sure this whole thing is just nice and done. Then you're going to bring this all the way back, like so. Untab it. There are slots here, tabs right there. This is where things get weird. Okay, so you're gonna then close up the doors a little bit, untab the arms. And then this becomes a regular Bumblebee figure. Untab the arms, swing them outward, rotate them up to straighten out, and then bring the chest down. But you're going to need to bring the chest down so it tabs into there. It needs to tab in there, but take note, it doesn't tab in very well. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem. So you do all of this. Hopefully you get everything done correctly, and then you, jeez Louise, this is the one thing I don't like about this figure. Gotta close everything up to make sure everything is all perfect again, because then you have to close it all back up to get these wheels to sit flush like that, because this you're going to bring all the way back like that. You want the backpack looking like this so far, okay? Then you're going to accordion this whole section up, and then you're done with the backpack. Okay, fold out the feet, and yes, these legs are a very, very ugly shade of yellow. Rotate at the very, very high waist, and you have to rotate this before you get this piece all hunched back of Notre Dame right there. Make sure everything is all put back together. I tell you, this figure is a fiddly mess, because then you have to make sure everything all sits perfectly. Just like that. And then we're going to bring in the weapons. You take this, you split it, you literally just pull it apart. And these are size. I don't know why Bumblebee would be carrying size. I genuinely have no idea. That's a genuine curiosity of mine. And then this arm does not have a tab slot connection, but this side does. So you're going to take this windshield piece and you're going to shove it right on in there. And excuse me, you're going to shove it right on in there. I apologize. I put it in backwards. But you're just gonna shove it all right there. There we go. So that way now Bumblebee has his riot shield, has his size, and all that stuff. Okay. There you have Rise of the Beasts, mainline Bumblebee in his robot mode. As is. Your eyes did not deceive you. Your eyes do not deceive you at all. This is what the mainline Rise of the Beast Bumblebee looks like. I tell you this. Get the Studio Series version instead. This ain't worth it. However, if this is all you can afford, which if you can afford this, you should be able to afford the Studio Series version. But I digress. This is not good. Like, let's just be honest here. This is a rough edit of what Bumblebee's computer imaging was supposed to be in Transformers Rise of the Beast. This is a rough edit of what that was supposed to look like. And they turned it in and gave us this. However, the one thing I will say that they did get right was we finally got a Rise of the Beast Bumblebee with the correct backpack. Or, look at this backpack. This is actually camera accurate. Like, this is camera accurate. This is perfect. I don't know why we can't get a Studio Series version. Like, that being said, let me bring in the Studio Series version. I don't know why we can't get a Studio Series backpack that doesn't look accurate. Studio Series, not Studio Series. But still, I digress. This figure is still bad. There are some nice features about this figure, which I'm going to remove the weapons for this next bit because this next part is you don't have to do this, but this next bit is really, really interesting. So to show this off, you may notice that the bottom of his one of his hands is completely covered. Well, this is one of 3 mainline Bumblebees that has a built-in arm cannon. You have to literally pull this down. Unfortunately, on mine, it's a little bit of a stiff hand to do, and then you rotate it around, push it up, and there you have an arm cannon. There you have Bumblebee with his arm cannon. And honestly, I think that would have been a way better gimmick if you had just given us 2 hands. 2 hands that were hollowed out like this, and they had the gimmick like this, and maybe you gave us this. We did not need this. You could have literally just split these apart and had them connect up to the bumper, and we did not need this, is my point. I'm gonna display it like this. I'm sorry. You guys can deal with it. These accessories are gonna just sit right there. Deal with that, people. Anyways, now get back into some comparisons here. Here he is next to Studio Series Rise of the Beast Air Razor, Deluxe Air Razor. Here he is next to Voyager Class Studio Series Rise of the Beast Cheetor. Here he is next to mainline Voyager Optimus Prime. And as you can see, that does scale, but that head just does not, no. The head just does not, no. Not his head, his head. Here he is next to Core Class RC. Studio Series Core Class RC, I should say. And here he is next to So, in terms of a Bumblebee figure, if this Bumblebee figure were to escape into singular units or escape into regular households by itself, I think this figure would be more sought after, but I also think it's not going to be a more sought after figure because just look at it. It's so bland. Let me bring in our final comparison here. Here he is next to Studio Series Rise of the Beast Bumblebee. As you can see, clearly, we have our winner here. But the one thing that I don't understand is if you guys can engineer an arm that is roughly the same size as this one to do this exact type of gimmick, why can't you do that with something like of this scale, size, and proportions? Why? That bothers me a little bit. But I digress. If you gave this thing like way more paint, removed the size, and maybe shorten down the tires, shorten down the feet just a little bit, and maybe slightly gave them a smaller scale, I think you could pull this off as a Studio Series. You could pull this off as a Studio Series Rise of the Beasts version 1.0 Bumblebee. So I think you could do that, or you could do it as the final, or the Bumblebee movie Bumblebee, final version of Bumblebee. And it would be an accurate version, too. It would be completely screen accurate, should the backpack stay put together and the head stay put in place. Oh, that being said, welcome back, light piping. This figure has light piping. Welcome back to the light piping. It has been ages since I have seen that. Aside from... Anyways. So, anywho, this Bumblebee figure is great, but it's not great. It's great because it does a lot of things that old Bumblebees did, but at the same time, it feels cheap, it looks cheap, but there are a lot of things that it does that are massive upscales from this, but are also massive downscales from the generalization of what a Bumblebee actually does. So I don't have any problem. I don't think this is a figure that you should just run out and go buy, but I definitely think it's a figure that you should definitely consider getting. If you're a completionist for your mainline figures, yes, do that. But if you're not a completionist and you just buy them for buying them's sake, I wouldn't buy it. I would definitely buy this guy over that guy any day of the week. In fact, this was given to me by our sponsor today, Planet Toys, a world built by creators. So, I can't even complain over the fact that this guy is you can just clearly see the difference is night and day. Yes, he's taller, but yes, he's way more detailed and comes with way better accessories. So, although his canon gimmick is his canon gimmick is way better than his canon gimmick, but he comes with a blade. He comes with weapons that didn't even exist in the movie. So, anyways, this is Thomas Phantom 1 saying, don't forget to subscribe for more content. Don't forget to leave a like on this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more content to all of the other creators that we are working with, such as Optination Reviews, Beastman Reviews, Jordy's Railfan Videos, Memphis Railfan Productions, who will soon be getting a new channel called Riveted Railfan Reviews, and we will also be doing shout outs to Patrick with the Y, iStar552, Bravely GG, and not iStar552, but and Take Along Productions, as I know they all do some pretty cool stuff to begin with. So this is Thomas Phantom 1 saying, don't forget to subscribe for more content, all the other fun stuff I said beforehand, and don't forget to keep playing with your toys. Goodbye.